Welcome to Casual 8. I'm David Bilyeu. This is Sean Mall, and right next to me is Malcolm in the Middle Wallaker, the newest member to Team Casually Late. How are you doing, Malcolm?
Good. I appreciate that introduction. That joke of Malcolm in the Middle has been overused since I was about 3.
How many times have you actually heard it, though?
I remember it first when I was in kindergarten, actually. Every day my teacher would tell me, "Hey, Malcolm in the Middle." Had no idea what it meant. It turned out it was probably one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
What? People love that
I
show.
love Malcolm in the Middle.
Your name's not Malcolm. You have no idea what I've gone through.
You just don't understand.
Absolutely.
Gotta have an open mind about that whole thing.
So we're here today to talk to you about the Nintendo Switch. Apparently, it's selling really good, but apparently has a bunch of problems. Sean, what are your thoughts?
So basically, at this point, I watched like a 12-minute video on Reddit last night about all of the different issues about the Nintendo Switch. And I mean, the ranges from trying to install the little controllers on the side of it,
yeah.
but if you do it in the wrong way, it gets stuck and you cannot get it out. Then also, if you try to put it on the charger is just a piece of plastic, but it's made in a way that it'll actually scrape on the screen and actually scratch it, which is terrible design. Also, the game that everyone's talking about, Legend of Zelda, it was just doing phenomenal when sales, and people love the game, but there's been so many different like graphical issues where you're getting artifacts in the game. It's just having insane amount of errors and then just completely halting the experience. The list of issues goes on, and I'm just curious, is that going to impact the sale of the Switch or not? I mean, I think it's just going to nosedive just because, the sales from pre-orders are going up. But then all of these issues are coming out. Is it just going to tank or what?
It's a very good point. It's hard to say. I do think that the Legend of Zelda, being that it's being rated as a masterpiece already, and it's only like been, 5-6 days when it's since it's been out. That might just keep people buying it long enough for Nintendo to fix the problems via firmware updates or whatever they could do. I mean, who knows if they can even fix it with a firmware update?
I mean, you can't get a firmware update on a charger that scratches physically the screen. There's no firmware in the world that could change that. That's a recall.
True. Screen protector, maybe.
Malcolm, don't think so.
You look like you're about to say something. What's up?
I am. Here's my defense for Nintendo. And I mean, and like you said, especially the port, I don't think there's anything that can be defended for that. I mean, the fact the screen is scratching. But what I will say about Nintendo is, through the beginning of the Nintendo time, they've been all about trying to keep systems a little bit more affordable than PlayStation and Xbox systems have come out. So meaning that people have complained about the screen being a 720p instead of 1080p. That itself is probably been an issue as well. But you look at our cell phones. Our cell phones are much crisper, but that's an $800 machine right there. I mean, that's a computer itself.
Mm-hmm.
That plastic, I think, is also kind of part of it, keeping that cost down and everything, just for the more consumer. That being said, though, these issues, I don't see how can they be resolved. I mean, is everybody going to get a free port? Is there going to be a recall? I mean, how many of these things have been sold so far? I mean, they'd have to fix these mistakes for.
Well, so far, the sales numbers are exceeding in the first 2 days, Friday, Saturday, have exceeded the Wii. And that's no small feat. The Wii is probably, I think it's like the second best-selling console of all time. So, I mean, so far it's shot up pretty good. Can it keep? I mean, we don't know.
I think at this point you're going to be competing with Xbox and PlayStation.
Correct.
And now you're saying that they'd like to keep the price down, but as of right now, the Switch is $299, the same price as the Xbox and the PlayStation. And they offer a lot more with it because with the Switch, you just get the Switch.
Yeah, you get games with those ones. I mean, you look at PlayStation 4 right now. They have probably the best exclusives going on, and you get Zelda, which is supposedly a masterpiece, but who wants to spend $300?
That's it right now,
like playing Zelda.
Well, from the masterpiece that it's being proclaimed, I haven't had the pleasure of playing it myself. I was trying to convince my wife this weekend, but then I saw literally all these problems, and I'm like, maybe I should hold off before I buy this thing that's going to destroy itself in a day. But I don't know. I mean, I thought about maybe like, hey, maybe the Wii U is cheaper, that can be my Legend of Zelda machine, but they haven't even lowered the prices on a machine that has essentially been done. It's no longer being
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
isn't
not
it discontinued?
discontinued.
Yeah, they're not
That's the
making
word.
it.
Yeah.
Not making it anymore. They're not. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, whatever they have left for selling new, they're essentially selling. And yeah, they I've been looking at Wii U's for a while, and it seems like the cheapest price you can get one is $200, and that's refurbished from Nintendo's eBay store. That's about the cheapest that I found for them, unless you search Craigslist for a parent that wants to get rid of the Wii U because their kid has been naughty or something like that. But yeah, so Nintendo Switch up in the air. We don't know if it's going to keep selling. Apparently has a bunch of problems.
Did they ever fix the battery life? I know initially when we did a previous video, we talked about the battery life.
Oh, yeah.
And that was only 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah,
We're taking it's
apparently
answer that.
From what I've read was that playing Zelda on the handheld version, you have like a 3-hour battery life. I think I remember them saying because Zelda's so graphically needs a lot,
Intensive, yeah.
intensive. It needs needs more power. That some other titles might make the battery run longer. I don't know. So
Longer.
yeah,
Right.
We'll go with quotes
like
on that because it's
30 minutes, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
how much longer are we
Exactly.
talking?
But what other games? I mean, for right now, I mean, the other games that have been on there are party games essentially. I mean, they're Bomberman.
Yeah, snipper clips.
If you want to
switch,
if you want to spend $50 on Bomberman, I mean, that should be easily a $20, $15 game that come maybe just an add-on for later on. But there's just not enough going on right now for it to really be worth it. So I mean, if somebody were to ask me right now, and what I've decided too is I think I'm just going to wait and see if some of these problems will be fixed, and some of them, especially coming from like a physical standpoint with the dock, I don't know how it can be fixed.
There's no way besides a recall or issuing everyone a free dock, but then it's like,
it's a lot of money.
whoo, yeah, that's going to take a lot.
And that would almost, I wouldn't say that would bankrupt Nintendo, but that would certainly put them behind.
Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. Our thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, we think might want to wait for that purchase. So, all right, catch us next time. We are Casual 8.